Okay, hey guys. Merry Christmas first and foremost for everybody who's watching this live on Christmas Day. I wanted to thank Dustin Cole for this update because I had no idea that our Kathy was in Ghana. I thought she was still in Rwanda, and you know that in itself is. I tried to look into the reasons as to why she went to Rwanda, and she's just doing this African tour where she's just trying to this is what I actually think it is. I think that she's trying to be like a serial entrepreneur. So she needs to go and live somewhere else that's not America so that she could save money and live like a good life. That's what I suspect most of this is. I don't really think that she cares about Africa. She cares about we're in we're still in a global recession, right? Inflation is still really, really high up here in the West. So I really do think that life is just getting very, very hard and things are getting so expensive. So she just needs an escape, which is not now why she's on this whole Mama Africa thing again, why she loves Africa and wants to be one with the people. I really suspect that this is more so she's just doing it to rebrand herself, reinvent herself, and to also give herself more legitimacy as a because this is the thing. Her whole brand started off as being a healer, right? If you go on her website, which I'm glad she still has available, this is what you see. Art Cathey Heals. So it's all about her advertising, her bringing her passion about to African Americans about health and wellness, how to build better relationships, how to achieve goals. So to me, it's like this whole mix of being a life coach, being a herbalist, and also being a relationship guru. Like she has so many things that she focuses on that it's up to her. I'm not against it. Like I don't really care, but just from looking at her actual business and looking at some of the things she's advertising, she doesn't really have a set focus or a set goal. And I find that to be really, really interesting because it's like if you have so many different sects of your overall business, then which sect are you spending most of your time actually, perfecting? Because how can you have a womb school? How can you have a virtual coffee date service, a herbal detox? You're advertising dental tourism, which is one of the reasons why she went to the Gambia. Let's remember that's one of the reasons why she went there for dental surgery. And then she has real estate investment opportunities. So, I mean, if she's doing this all by herself, I'm assuming she has a team of people she's working with. And if she does have a team of people that she's working with, it just begs the question of how much is she making? How is she affording all of this? And then ding ding, that makes me think, oh, that's why her moving and living to Africa is beneficial for her because she just has to keep up with everything that she's doing, everything that she's advertising. Um, but another thing that it begs the question to me is if she's a master of all of these trades, is she really a master of all of them or just one, but pretending that she's a master of all of them? Like, I don't know. But before we get into that, there were some people saying, our Kathy is a scammer. Our Kathy stole money from other people. To be quite honest, after doing investigation, I didn't see that she's a scammer. See, what I feel about her personally, of how she spoke about Gambians when she was in the Gambia, is completely different from like the accusations that were brought upon her and Quissy Boyd. I didn't see her stealing money from anybody. I didn't see her doing any of that stuff. She and Quissy Boyd were in legal cases and legal disputes in the Gambia, and those cases went nowhere. It was actually nothing no one could do because she actually did not scam anybody. Like, legitimately, she didn't. So that whole Art Kathy's a scammer, now she's gonna go to a different country and scam other people. I can't see anywhere where she did scam anyone. So I'm not going to go ahead and call her a scammer just because I feel like people really don't even know what the true definition of a scammer is. And when they do business with somebody and they don't get everything that they want, or they want more of an elite service and they don't exactly get that type of service that they feel like they deserve, instead of going through the proper mechanisms, the proper ways of actually disputing some of those charges, they just go ahead, go online, and make a video and say this person scammed me. And I feel like that's what was going on with Art Cathy for years and years and years and years and years. The problem the problem that I personally have with Art Cathy is the way that she uses her, because she calls herself a Pan-African, right? She uses her Pan-Africanism, and in particular her Garveyiteism, to to bring this air of like superiority over the people that she's living with. So whenever she goes to Africa, whenever she goes to an African country, like, she acts like she's so much better than the local people. She acts like she's gonna go over there and change the circumstances of the local people. She acts like because, and I was trying to look into her real life. I was trying to look into, does she have any certificates? Uh, does she have a degree? Not saying that a degree makes you, you know, better than someone who doesn't, but I mean, did you go to any formal education? Did you have any formal education? Do you have any authority? Have you ever worked in any of these big businesses that actually, would have taught you some of these skills? I looked into her real life. I could find absolutely no education, nothing about any of the companies she worked at before. So then it's like, if you're going to Gambia, if you're going to Ghana, if you're going to Rwanda with no skills, right? No skills, nothing to offer, nothing to give. The basic education, like, no offense, people make fun of Alabama all the time, right? What makes you think you're better than someone else over there who's at the exact same level that you are? The only difference is they probably didn't finish high school because they couldn't afford to, you know? So that whole thing about her speaking about the Gambians are this, Gambians are that, and now she's going to the most rural part of Ghana to try to advertise mud houses. It's like, are you bringing your best, or are you just going to the worst of the worst and trying to compete with people over there? And that's like the issue that I have with this whole Art Cathy situation. Like, I want to go ahead though and refresh and see, what she said, because I remember when she came out and she spoke bad about Gambians, you had a whole bunch of people, especially in the diaspora, saying, oh, she's just speaking the truth. She's just speaking facts. She's just doing this. She's just doing that. What did Art Cathey go to the Gambia and improve upon, just disturbing those people? What did she help? What did she help with in that country? She did absolutely nothing for that country. She went in there, she already had a YouTube channel. She made lots and lots of money from YouTube. And what did she do with it? See, I thought if she really was a real one, if she really was like a pioneer, if she was someone who, was a trailblazer, I thought that she would at least stay there, do something, and then be like, "See, this is how it's done." But as soon as things got a little too crazy, she just left. She just ran away. And that's the type of attitude that I've heard some Ghanaians online now say they don't want the same thing to happen. And I don't blame them for saying that. Oh, okay. Let me put it on regular or 1.25. And yeah, to me, it's like, go ahead, complain about the businesses, or I wouldn't even call this a business interaction, to be honest. You gave someone money to go buy you some shoes. They got you the shoes. They came back and they give you like a whiny story of this and that and this and that. Okay, things did not work out. I'm not sure how that reflects onto Gambians in general, like Gambians' business practices, you know, and then going on further to insult them. You know, she goes further on in the video. I know a lot of you guys have already seen this video, but to insult the way that they look, to insult, you know, their dietary patterns. And it's like, what does that have to do with you giving somebody money to go buy shoes, and then they come back and they say they need more money? Like, just delete their number, move on. But no, now this has to be a video about Americans versus Gambians. This is why you guys don't have anything. This is why you guys are like this. This is why you guys are like that. Like, the nerve to go to someone else's country and insult them in their own country is so crazy to me. So then when people go like, "Oh, why aren't you guys excited that she's gonna now bring more business to Ghana?" What business? Like, what business did she provide in Gambia that Ghanaians should be excited that she's bringing to Ghana? Like, you're talking about the business of buying what? Buying clothes for herself? I would be more lenient to reason with you if you were talking about her doing large scale business like importing clothes into the country, or I don't know, maybe having a factory and people distributing the clothes there. But if you're just talking about simply having an errand girl or an errand boy and you're talking about, oh, that's the business that this person is providing, like, that's honestly non essential. Seriously.
It's a lot of you that act this way. Now, we have some people on our team that we work with that are great, but when you try to do business with some of these people out here, it's a constant thing you will deal with in the Gambia, is the lack of competency, the hustle game. Imagine being hustled and trying to get lied to by a 3-year-old, right? You ask the 3-year-old, did you eat those cookies? And the 3-year-old is like, no, no, no. But crumbs are all in their mouth, chocolate everywhere. And they tell you, that's the way some of these Gambians act. Oh, it's so pathetic. Y'all gonna have to do better. Y'all don't understand. See, the diaspora is like from New York and Detroit, they gonna kick your butt. Like, you can't do that with people. Y'all have gotten over too long and doing those little silly scams on each other for bread and eggs and some rice. That was silly hustle scam y'all got. Y'all look so goofy. And this is an official notice. The diasporas that are coming over here, we see you. Your business practices are so bad. They're so bad. So that when people try to help you and give you a hand up, you get greedy. You get greedy. This ain't just one particular situation. A lot of diasporas run into this situation with y'all. And you come on these pages, you come on people's videos talking in broken English. Nobody can barely understand you. Trying to tell somebody off, you just get blocked and removed. Don't nobody want to hear you. We came up in your house. You was acting like everything was okay. And now that we in your house, we see you got roaches. You got roaches, you got rats, it stinks. Baby, it's time to just talk about the truth of what's going on. And you're trying to sell it like you the smilers of the coast. No, you smiling and scamming. You scamming and smiling, smiling and scamming. That's the thing that people will approach. They don't get that here. Yeah, you got pure people, they're nice and all of that, but some of them that you want to do business with, this is particularly about how they do business. It is the most sad, pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. Y'all don't have to do better than that. They will try to hustle you poorly. It's how poor people will hustle. We can tell you're poor. And that's another thing. They'll like really be happy to tell you, oh, we're poor people, we're kind. You poor. Some of y'all are poor. Kindness, that's relative, okay? But it just really will bother you. Y'all don't understand. It's gonna bother you. Have you ever been lied to by somebody and they bad at it? Like this person kept saying, I don't understand. And they love to say, you don't understand. Oh, no, you don't understand. Oh, no, it's just that you don't understand. You don't understand. Oh, child, shut up. They're just lying. They're lying. Be ready for that. Is it paradise? Absolutely, it's beautiful. But there are parasites here too. There are vultures here too, sweetie. It's a mentality. I can tell you about Africa, just like I told us about America and the crazy stuff, the brainwash, the basic and brain dead. The brainwash, basic and brain dead are here too. And this is how they act. Most of them are asleep, just like most Black people are asleep. But dang, I'm gonna be honest, give me a Black person to do some business with right now. Like, that's why I'm glad our network is set up the way it's set up. Black people, the way Gambians do business. I'm sorry, some of these Gambians, let's just say the vast majority of the, I'm not even gonna keep saying some when I know it's the vast majority. The vast majority of the way Gambians do business is laughable. It's laughable, and you can see why they go around and around and around in circles, and they living with circles, and they living with the goats and stuff. And we have a corporate.
And to me, I honestly don't subscribe to what she's saying, because to me, you can't live in a part of a country and then make um, generalizations about the whole population. I've looked into Wodamaya's videos. There are so many businesses, legitimate businesses that Gambians have established in their country. So to now make a whole video about um, Gambians have horrible business practices, bad business practices, and just to belittle these people in their own country once again, like that, it's just a complete disrespect. And these are some of the people that people will say, oh well, you have to unite with them. Nobody wants to unite with somebody who goes to their country and insults their people, insults their way of life. You lived in one part of the Gambia. Maybe that wasn't a business district, maybe you just went to I'm assuming she went to the cheapest place there. So you're surrounded by people who are just trying to survive, just trying to live, just trying to make do with what they have. And now you want to show your flex your superiority, like you're so much better than this person, you're so much better than that person. Like it's just great. And I find it very interesting that she goes to these countries where she knows nothing could happen to her. She will never go to a country like Nigeria and try to do this. She would never do that. She'll go to the countries where the people are like a little more meek, or they're a little more soft, a little more forgiving, a little more delayed and taking action. She would never go to a country like Nigeria where there are actual business, like real business people out there, real people who will actually do something if you disrespect them. She would never go there. She would never go there. She'll go to the Gambia where everyone's laughing and smiling, where she knows she could call someone ugly in their own country and nothing will happen to her. And this is the type of message that instead of her keeping to herself, she decides to relay to the rest of the world. She decides to relay it to her own people, right? She decides to go back. She decides to say all these horrible things about Gambians and laugh with her American audience. And it's just ridiculous. Like it's 100% ridiculous. And the fact that people still refuse to acknowledge how wrong this is, it baffles me, because I don't think people would appreciate if, let's say, a Gambian went to their country and said all this stuff about their country people. I don't think they would appreciate that. But then when Gambians were angry and mad over this, some people were calling them, oh, it's the truth. Who appointed her? She's not even a resident of the country, for goodness sakes, right? She's not contributing anything to Gambia, okay? Not much. If you want to talk about rent, food, those are things that you have to buy when you're going there anyways, right? What did she contribute to the Gambia to make her, be so free to say all this stuff about the people she was living with? You know, it's just crazy and ridiculous. It's 100% crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes, thanks, live in wisdom. Not all not all skin folks are kin folks. I agree. Colonizer vibes in full effect. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. And I agree, this is colonizer vibes. We have to stop just speaking of colonizers in terms of their skin tone. There is definitely a colonizer mentality that a lot of people have. Um, and I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm against this movement. I'm not. But I am against disrespect in someone else's country. I'm very much against disrespect against Gambia. People fail to realize that Gambia was in a dictatorship for how many years? I think it was 22 years they were in the dictatorship. The country was locked. As soon as the Gambians died, they fought to have a better country. People just go in there and they just trash it like crazy. The same way people get mad when Africans go to America and say, well, your ancestors didn't fight here. Your ancestors poured no blood for this country. You think an African is going to be cool with you going to their country and speaking bad about their country when their ancestors literally fought and died for that country as well? Come on now. Stop. This is not the brotherhood you people are talking about. It's not. And the reason why I'm bringing this video back is because when this was happening, I was quiet about this. I wanted to take my time and understand this person. Because when I first saw this video, I'll be honest with you, I did not understand fully everything she was saying, right? I thought she was just speaking out of frustration. But then when I saw that she continuously kept on making videos taunting Gambians, then I knew, okay, this person's actually just arrogant. And at this point, if the Gambians decide to do something to her, I don't support it, but I understand. I understand. So, yeah, let me just continue this video.
Mind, we got a lot of common sense when it comes to business, and know how to establish lasting relationships, but they have never been exposed to this amount of education, experience, any of that to even get that competency. So if you have a brain dead, brainwashed people that's like that, imagine how bad the lies are gonna be. Hell, at least we know how to be a good liar in the States. We can get a Fortune 500 company, do the best con.
Okay, I didn't want to pause it there, but I had to. She's there calling them brain dead, brain whatever, brain this. I'm telling you guys, I looked into this woman's credentials. I could not find anything. I could not find any, you know, I'm sure she graduated high school. I'm sure she did. But I couldn't find anything for her to even, I couldn't find anything. Like, what is she educated in? What are her skills? What are her credentials? Like, where did she go to school? Where did she do this? Where did she? I couldn't find anything on anything that she did to, like, actually validate her claims, right? So I just found it very interesting how someone who didn't have any post-secondary formal education have so much to say about others who they couldn't afford to go to school. Like, in a lot of these countries, West African countries, if you cannot afford to go to even primary school, you're not gonna go. So now, am I gonna call somebody stupid because they couldn't afford to go to school? They couldn't afford to finish their school? Like, come on now. Like, that's so, oh gosh. It's just it's heartbreaking that people actually feel free to go on camera and speak like this.
Raise funds and alt trust funds and everything else to be a con artist in the States. Because we've learned from the best con artists, right? But out here, y'all trying to con us, it's not gonna work. You're bad at it, you're very slow at it. Let me tell you something else you're slow at too. The knowledge of medical apartheid and your health. I was trying not to go here with the women, our ladies, but I'm gonna just quickly touch on this. Y'all are very slow too when it comes to your health. You've got all these natural resources all around you and y'all stay sick. The people die young here, sweetie. They die young here. It's men that's 60 years old that look like they're 80. Don't let all that, oh, we got good genes and stuff fool you, because we do, just like in the States, we have very good genes, but black does crack if you don't take care of it. You got 20-something-year-old girls built like they're 50 because they took birth control and ate ramen noodle sodium packets on bread. Like, they eat terribly here. Oh no, that's some real stuff. And so female reproductive health, regular health, diabetes, hypertension, no, they die young because of lack of education. How about that? Put your thumbs down on this thing. You don't know how to do business and you don't understand the business of your womb either. So your women are just as ignorant. The men don't know how to do business. The women don't know how to do business. Y'all need a big level up. It's a black people. I'm so proud to be black out here in the Gambia. because it represents something different. I'm so grateful to be one of the brilliant out here because there's so many basic and brain dead people. And if you don't have conversations like this, y'all gonna get out here, you're gonna get confused, you're gonna wonder why you got scammed, got your money, because ain't nobody told you. It's a lack of competency. It's an emotional low IQ, but you have a colonized place, and you will find it also in the business practices. It is beneath embarrassing how they try to con and hustle and scam. Girl, you will never get my money again, ever again. When people do that, I treat them just like they need to be treated. Cut them off. I had a lady try to go up on some mangoes on me one day and overcharge me. I cut her off. I never saw her again. I never even looked in her face again. And I had to walk by her every single day. That's how I am with it. Don't do me. Don't do me. Black people, we know how to do business. We do. Our fellow, but vast majority of our Gambian brothers and sisters, girl, they late. Will try to hustle you and will cut off the full business relationship for one hustle. That's how short-sighted they are, and that's called hand-to-mouth culture. It's a scam, hand-to-mouth culture that you have to deal with. This is the reality of places that you're moving to, that are third world and developing countries. You'll find this. It's a lack of integrity in business and a lack of competency in business as well. You can see people working in corporate America, corporate buildings, or building as barely standing or whatever out here. They can have on ties and shirts, but honey, it's a 5-year-old business competency operating in that grown person's mind. You can best believe the vast majority operate on that level. So I look at it, I'm like, well, no wonder y'all ain't got nothing out here. No wonder. No wonder. And I don't care if you call it.
That is, oh my gosh, like Gambians are wonderful people. Like the more that I'm thinking about this and the more that I'm reflecting on this, Gambians are very, very wonderful people. She basically put a video on YouTube to the rest of the world equating grown business corporate Gambians to having the competency of a 5-year-old. Out of one interaction, she said it was many interactions, but she just described one interaction. Okay, let's say it's many interactions, business interactions with Gambians, and now all of a sudden you just want to, oh my gosh. And this is the thing that I think some people might not get. The way that she's dissing in this video Gambians is the way that I feel she will diss Ghanaians. So at this point, I have no choice but to really think about what what is going to happen in the future, you know? And what's going to happen with this lady? Unita Swan said, I think he said, I doubt this. I doubt that she even finished high school. She doesn't look like she did to me, you know? She doesn't look like she's really serious about anything. I'll come back to this video in a minute, but I wanted to share you guys the businesses that she's advertising on her website. And you guys ask me, is this someone who this is someone who has the superiority that they're better than everyone else, that they're so business savvy, she was raised in America, so she's up automatically ahead of everybody else. She's selling an ebook on natural remedies. Africans do that all the time. You know what I mean? They do that. They know these remedies in their head. They don't even need an ebook, but whatever. She has a 1 hour health consultation, $79 per hour. Hey, I don't need somebody, I don't need to pay somebody $79 an hour to look after my health. Okay, I know what I need to do. All right, I know what I need to do, and I know people who could give me this advice for free. So I would never pay for this. But notice with these type of things, it's things that you really don't need a lot of you don't really need a lot of hard skills. You don't really need a lot of schooling or anything like that. If you want to be a vegetarian, you can find all this information online for free, basically. Like, I you know, so when she's talking about how she's such a big business mogul, like she's so advanced and she's this and she's that, any of us could create these businesses. Any of us can start a womb school, okay? Any of us could sell sea moss. Any of us could do a natal chart reading, okay? Audiobook on traditional medicine. Like this is stuff that is really, some people would argue that health wise it is important, but it's not really something that's groundbreaking that you really need to import into these African countries. It's not really a business that's all that competitive that you would need in any of these African countries. So it's like the delusions of like how important she is. I I really question those. And who gave her any of this validity? I'm assuming it's people from her own community because there's absolutely no way an African anywhere in the world would buy any of these things or invest into any of these things, you know? Especially with this whole thing of, oh, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a mogul. Yeah, I don't like business people, and I would never trust a business figure who can go online and insult other people, groups of people. The way she curses, like she acts like someone who's very low class, you know? She acts like someone who has no decorum. And it's like, no, I don't want to mix my energy with that. I don't want to mix my energy with somebody who is just so quick tempered, just she can just curse. Like I don't like mixing myself with people like that. So to the people who did invest into her businesses, that makes me question you. Why would you give your money to somebody with this type of character? You know? So that's why in the beginning when people were talking about, oh, she scammed me, she this, she did that, I was just like, why did you give her money? Why would you trust somebody like this? I don't feel bad for you. Why would you trust a woman like this? Like, are you serious? Who is she? I went to her Facebook page. Her job profession was digital creator. You see how you go on someone's page, maybe they're an optician, they'll say they're an optician. You know, they're a nurse, they'll say they're a nurse. They're a teacher, they said they're a teacher. Her job title was digital content creator. So I was looking at it like, so are you trying to help like people in Africa with digital content creation, or are you trying to help them with natural remedies, ones that they already know? Are you trying to help them with giving birth, womb school, things that they already have inherited passed down to them? Like what are you trying to help Africans with? Vegan food? Like what? I don't know what type of business she was talking about. In her Gambian series, I was still looking at what business are you trying to help Gambians with? Because they don't need help in any of this. Ghanaians don't need help in Rwandese do not need help in any of this. And I question your expertise as well. Because if I can't read about it, I don't believe it. If you cannot give me an actual autobiography of where you worked, what you've done, how you helped people in your own community, I'm not going to believe you just because you come on YouTube and say that you're an expert in healing people. You know? No. And the reason why I don't trust some people who maybe they have really nice bodies, is there's something called metabolism. I have a friend who has a very high metabolism, right? And she sells workout gear, things like that. But at the end of the day, I have to look at it like her metabolism is high anyways. So her having a really, really slim toned body is just genetics. She really doesn't have to put that much work in. So yeah, I think that's the case of our Kathy as well. But to continue,
Devices and stuff, we have to do a real full analysis. We have to do a full analysis. I don't see how you could run anything if this is how you act in business. This is how short-sighted you are in business. You shoot yourself in the foot every single time. And I'm not the first person. You do this with a lot of people. People coming out here trying to buy properties and all this stuff. And what you're going to find is that you have people that are operating on a fifth grade level for the vast majority. So you have to have buffers in place, networks already in place, so you ain't even got to deal with it. Because trust me, that BS, that lack of education is in the culture, so steep in the culture. And they can smile, oh, this is my elite coach, smiling, waiting to get a scam, and they don't know no better. At least I can't say that they don't try to, but it's so ingrained in the culture to not have integrity and to be, oh God, just to lie like that. It's just lying. It's lying. And a lot of y'all have learned to do that. You know cultures where they depend on tourists and all that type of stuff. There's no real independence and all of that. I'm smiling in your face because I'm so starving and I'll do anything and say anything you want. And those are people you really got to watch out for. Think about it. Think about it. The average person makes about 15 cents to $2, I think, a day or something like that. $80 a month. Like, come on, and plus a culture of people that are delusional and do not like to tell the truth. This is Black people and African people. They are so delusional, don't want to tell the truth about nothing and keep deflecting. No, it is this. You don't understand. No, girl, we understand everything. You just ain't used to hearing somebody that's clear and see through your bullshit. It's not gonna stay like this. So as many of us that started coming out here, I'm so happy so many Black people coming out here. Y'all not gonna want to do business with the average Gambian because they will make you want to bust them in the face and punch them in the mouth. Because they're gonna lie and be that 3-year-old that ate the cookies and gonna act like they didn't. And you just don't understand. You don't understand. You just no, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. And one of y'all gonna be like, I'll help you understand. I'm gonna make you understand with this damn cup in my hand. If I knock you upside the head with it, you'll probably understand then. The Lord, the lateness of it all, and the children, the ladies with their bodies being reproductive. Hell, at least in the States, we know birth control was awful. We just started to wake up to that. Out here, girl, they don't know shit from Shinola. They die young. They don't know how to take care of their health. Fitness, working out. They're working out. I have seen girls eat that bread, mayonnaise, sprinkle over ramen noodle sodium packets for sandwiches. Like, this is how people eat out here with all the natural resources around. They don't take advantage of them. And so this is what's happening when you have a very, very great amount of people that have not been educated and they have been colonized. They live lowly, they think lowly, and they act lowly, especially when it comes to business. So that's just my 13, 15 minutes of truth. I know, put your thumbs down. Put your thumbs down, give you permission. Put your thumbs down, because that's the only thing you can do. That's
okay, now some people are asking why were Gambians so mad. The things that she said is true. First and foremost, if you've never lived or been there, like you don't need to talk about it. Secondly, someone was saying that the things that she was saying was true, so they should appreciate it. However, I feel like it would be better if she was giving constructed criticism. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But all she was doing was clowning, making fun of, calling them names, talking about people's unfortunate circumstances. When she was talking about some people's diets, um, as she stated, you're going to a country where people are making 15 cents to $2 a day, right? So people gotta eat. At the end of the day, if you're hungry, you just go for the cheapest things. Nutrition is not really the top of importance. When you're really hungry, when you just got to eat, you just eat. And yes, there probably is not enough education on, you know, healthy eating, how eating ramen noodles, having those high sodium packages is not the best. That is the fault of the educational system. Okay? It's like there's no compassion, there's no caring. It's talking about how they have a fifth grade education, they don't eat well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. Yet you chose to go there and live there. Why? Oh, I know why. Because it was cheap. So it all goes back to you. You did not go there with the intention of helping anyone but yourself. And then when things don't exactly go your way, then you're there crying like a baby, insulting people in their own country. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You left your own country because you could not afford the prices, the cost of living in your own country. You left your own country because, let's be honest here, people who do business in America, those people who are making a lot of money doing business in America, you cannot even stand in a room with them. You're seen as trash, you're seen as lowly, seen as non important, right? So then you go to Gambia, go to somewhere that is very, very cheap to invest in. Things don't go your way. Now all of a sudden, Gambians are this, Gambians are that, this and that. And this is why I'm not excited for any African country she decides to go to, because I'm not convinced that that spirit that she has in her has changed. I'm not convinced. No matter how many times she tries to reinvent herself, there's something about her that I just cannot trust at all. So, yeah, let me continue. And thanks, guys, for being here. Merry Christmas.
Dirty Gumbians and all that stuff. It's gonna be jealousy. It's gonna be pissed off feelings and all that stuff. But I ain't helping my repass coming over here. Y'all need to know the incompetency is through the roof with the vast majority of Gumbians, just like with our people. See, I can tell y'all niggas. That's how I know y'all niggas, because y'all don't know how to really do business. But at least I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Back home, baby. Come on, black people. We can do this. Sis, if I gave you $1,000 to go get me a bunch of shoes, you would just get me what you could get with them $1,000 when you. I know you would. But see, out here, you do one thing, they give you one price, and they come back and say, I need, okay, a little more sad. And they're going to act like you didn't understand. I can't wait to see these comments. They're going to be all deflected, but we just going to remove y'all. Our moderators remove y'all, because most of the people that's speaking up and got flack is the Gambians. Can halfway write a paragraph. I don't even understand what half y'all saying. You can't come for me and you can't roast me. Like, you're not even making sense. And the Gambians that do give it, y'all know what I'm talking about. You want to help people out. And they around here like, really? Really? Y'all this late, y'all gotta come up, y'all gotta step your hustle up. If you want to hustle, you're gonna have to do it a lot better, because you're dealing with some of the people that have been trained with school, travel. You can't hustle people that are probably a lot more intelligent and more experienced than you. Stop doing it. You're putting yourself at risk. Don't tell me to watch out for myself. Don't you ever, nobody needs to tell me to watch out and be careful ever again. Because when you mess with people's money, y'all the ones that need to watch out. People don't have that type of patience to go back and forth with you over these prices and stuff. Nobody's gonna keep doing that, and especially if they're from New York, Detroit, Jersey. Lord have mercy, help you if they're from Philly. Like, ain't nobody gonna deal with that. You gonna tell me one price to come? That's happened. So thankfully that doesn't happen a lot, because the network we have to put a buffer in place so you don't deal with that. The properties we stay in, the lease agreements, all that stuff. Like, we have to walk a certain way and do business a certain way, and already expect the BS. So you better expect the BS when you're talking to the average Gambian in business. Expect some BS, expect some foolishness and fuckery. But deal with your own people, deal with people that are brilliant and awake and that don't operate like that. Because in the hand-to-mouth culture, you will see a real scam culture and a lack of integrity. So that's just what it is. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. I had to get it off my chest, but I'll go into detail about the birth control later and the bad health, poor health habits here in the Gambia, poor health, poor business. And most people are like, you just talking down on us. Well, I said the same thing about black people. Black people have poor health practices, poor habits, and health as well. I'm talking real for all of our people. But I see specifically, today we talk about Gambians in business and how they live hand to mouth and they act hand to mouth in business. It's very short-sighted, and it will frustrate the average person. You will want to straight up fight them when you see the load of cockamamie BS that they will try to pull on you out here. Girls, just as slow as Christmas. That's all I got. I ain't got no more, y'all. I appreciate you guys.
It's just ridiculous, man. And the more I watch this, the more I actually feel bad for the Gambians because again, when this was happening, fresh, I didn't really think about it. You know, I try to be neutral sometimes. So I was trying to be neutral, but really the more that I think about it, I can't this is bad. This is very awful. This is terrible. And it's the fact that nothing apparently the only thing that happened to her is somebody slapped her in the Gambia. But I'm telling you, if it was a different country, hmm, let's see if she would even be able to return back to America on a plane. Let's see. Um this is why I warn other Africans, not us kinfolk, our kinfolk, things live in wisdom. You think just because the people have the same color as you, they are for you. Remember, they were raised by colonizer culture. Most people that grow up in the West have a superiority conflict, nothing about race. I I actually agree with you. I agree with you because in a lot of these live chats, right? If somebody comes from America, they'll automatically say, "I come from America. I come from this part of America. I come from this city. I come from that city." And it's like nobody cares what city in America you come from. Like I think people still have this idea that America is still worshipped by everyone else. Like that was a long time ago, especially early 2000s. I remember, but now it's like nobody really cares about American culture that much anymore. Like they really don't. They don't care about, not as curious as they once were. But it's like when some people go to certain countries, it's like they gotta tell everybody I'm from America, and then they expect to get certain treatment because they're from America. And it's like America now is in every single country, right? So it's like people have become desensitized to this mysteriousness of Americans. It's like everyone could access the same media that you access in America nowadays. It's really not a big deal like it once was at a certain point in time. And specifically about this individual over here, I could tell like she's low class. She has nothing to offer any country. Absolutely nothing. You know, but she's using the whole, oh yeah, I'm American, I'm from an advanced culture, I'm from this, I'm from that. And it's like where did that take you? It's been 3 years, what, 2 years? Where has that taken this individual? She's still starting from scratch, being unstable, having a nomadic lifestyle that shows absolutely nothing, you know? But yeah, let me keep going. Yeah, they do. Happy Christmas! I'm convinced she didn't finish high school. People in Africa live to be 100. I hope she don't snatch Vim from Ayoko. Yes, I have to get into that part. Let me actually get into that part right now. So now all of a sudden, right? She's moved to Tamale, right? This is why I'm very not excited about her moving to that place. Number one, Tamale is where Eat Love Migrate is, right? Sorry, I don't subscribe to her new name. She's there right now. If she knew anything about the culture of the people over there, that is a Muslim majority. She's going to northern Ghana where it's a Muslim majority, a place that if you are A single woman, a single Western woman from the outside, you have absolutely no validity. If people want to use ES as an example, they say, oh, well, ES made it. She made it. ES had to be covered by Prince Ayoko, and now she's covered by Vinman. ES, as a single woman, would never make it in Dagbon society at all, right? She needed men to be able to validate herself, her businesses, her presence, everything about her. So, our Kathy now is advertising for women to go to Tamale, a place that is heavily Islamic, has a completely different culture, a completely different way of living. You're advertising for single women to go over there. That is a train wreck waiting to happen. It's an absolute train wreck. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. And why is she advertising Tamale out of all places? This is why. It's all about money. It's all about cheap, cheap, cheap living. That's it. Has nothing to do with liking Ghana, liking Ghanaians. It's all about America's too expensive, so I gotta get away right now. Let me go to somewhere where I could buy a house for $200, or rent a house for $200. Sorry. Let me go somewhere where I could build a house for $100. And this mud house, the, the majority, this is not for the majority of her.
The northern region of Ghana is home of the Dagomba people. And as you can see, those goats are represented as they do. And I got a full herd of them this time. So we're going to see just who is going to be making our traditional mud hut homes because I got passionate about them. I know tiny homes are a big thing in the US, but mud hut homes are all natural. And this is real history at play. Be inspired.
Here as they explain. Can you believe that? The sitting room. We're getting to see this from start to finish. So if you want to get your traditional mud hut home, these are the people who are going to be doing it by hand. Look at the babies out here. That's the thing that tripped me out the most is the babies. It is a community effort. And I don't think people realize how lucky they are to still know how to do this. So so they really be throwing it. Let me get out the way. All right, I'll do another. They just hand it to me. They don't throw it. Wow. That's amazing. So they like. This is amazing. I'm forever changed. Look at them. They just gone. They gone. They getting it.
They were out there really working hard, and it made me feel good to see the people that were actually going to be making my hut homes. So, if you saw the beginning of it, you saw the foundation. Now, this is the rooftop. And as you can see, these are natural raw materials, all made by Mother Nature and constructed by African hands. And this is going to support the rooftop that you saw earlier. So, it's pieces to the process, and it's like a puzzle, but it is for a traditional mud hut home. So, check out these raw materials and just know that when you get a home made, it is going to be made by Mother Nature.
Traditional mud hut homes are my new passion here in Tamale. So me and my photographer Sabali from Mali, we saddled up to see just how they're made. As you can see right here, this would be considered the main sitting room. So this round surface here, I didn't know what I was looking at.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ane bra mitikasa no. Mitimika tripa. Why? Oh my what is that? Sweet sweetie. This is so true. I feel like she cares for guys, I'm coming back to the comments in a minute, but those two were really, really funny. Yeah, this is very this is very strange to me. I don't buy any of this. Someone was like, "Oh, why are you being so cold-hearted? Why don't you understand that she changed? Change. What's her motivation? What is her why is she doing this? You know, obviously I know, some of her motivation is to make as much money as possible. Yes, but I really don't believe that she has made a connection with the people of Dagboma. I don't believe she has actually made a connection with Tamale. I really don't. You know, I really, and you can't blame me because I don't know. It's something about if you look at the very first video or one of the very first videos she made in Gambia after she had her dental surgery, right? She was so happy. She was so excited. Gambians were great. Gambians were amazing. Oh, life is so cheap here. And then she just did a complete 180. I really just don't trust this.
But when you have guests to come in, this is where they'll be. So there's no regular blueprint that we usually would get, like architecture. This is all from hand by scratch. And I'm still just tripping at how amazing this is. It's the kids for me. And I asked how long it takes for one to be built, and it's ready to average 2 to 3 weeks. And this time right now in December is the best season, and always when it's a non-rainy season.
So which person, let's be honest here, which person in the first world wants to yes, I know that there are some of those people that they love adrenaline and they which person in the first world wants to actually build a mud house and actually live in it? Like, do people not understand that these people over here build these houses because they have no choice? You know, they have no, this is what they know how to build. But you're telling me somebody is going to leave their house, their condominium, right? Their apartment with AC, heating, okay? All of these wall outlets, all of these plugs, okay, a stove, a fully functioning toilet. They're gonna leave all of that to go over here and actually fall in love with this. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Season. So my mind is blown, and I am forever changed seeing these children and everybody actually do something that's been done for Lord knows how long ago. So if you want to know more about this, get the e-guide that'll teach you how you can go about buying land in Ghana. And if you want to know more about how you can live here in a more traditional context, be sure to join us for the Zoom call Live Well for Less in Ghana and End the Struggle. And be sure to join us here in April so you can experience Tamale.
She doesn't even know how to pronounce the name of the city right. It's not Tamale, it's Tamale. Tamale. Anyways, yeah, so she goes on further, I think, to actually expose herself and to actually say the reason why she chose Tamale. Because I don't know if anybody knows, our Cathey was in Rwanda. I think um, a couple of months ago, actually. She was in Rwanda. So I don't know what happened with her being there. I don't know why she left. I'll be honest with you, I tried to find that information, but I couldn't. So let me see here. Oh, yes, this was what I wanted to show.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. We got to talk. Look into a word that they're calling digital nomad. Stress out every month. You can experience a lack of depression. America, when it has its foot on your neck, you will feel like you're worthless. You don't feel successful. America can mess us up like that. And I know what that feels like. I'm 42 years old. So working on that treadmill and that hedonistic treadmill of needing more, needing more, needing more is run a lot of us crazy. So everybody's starting to look at other countries now because America has not only become hostile, it's just the jig is up. We know that there are other places that we have as an option. So we don't have to feel like we have to be slaves to that rat race. You can end the struggle. And that's why I named the Zoom call End the Struggle. So 200 to 300 a month. A lot of y'all making that. A lot of y'all, if you just saved up 6 months, you could do this. So I posted a video on my IG. If you're not following me, follow me at Art Cathey Official, Art Cathey Buys Land, and get the F out of America on IG. But on Art Cathey Official, I posted caption of the video, and it said what freedom looks like, what freedom sometimes looks like, and it was of a unit that was a huge 2 bedroom, 400 a year. That's what you pay. You pay yearly here, and what? Yeah, 400 a year. So if you want to get fancy, you can go all the way up to 1,000 a year. It's up to you. But if you could imagine not having to worry about that, starting rent in America is what 2,000. That's not fun. That's not cute, and a lot of people are just struggling mentally. It's depressing. You can't really think about saving because you just got the job that keeps you just over broke.
So to me, sounds like she's just frustrated with um, the high cost of living expenses or the high cost of living in general in America. And she's like, okay, guys, this is somewhere where we could all go and just live, just to get away from America. That is the motivation to me. It has nothing to do with helping Tamale at all. It has nothing to do with reconnecting with the people of Tamale. Like they have a very beautiful culture, very nice culture. Okay, it has nothing to do with trying to help. It's just about let's get away from America, go somewhere that's really cheap, and let's just chill there. Let's just lay low, save money, start our own businesses online, cater those businesses to our own people, and let's just do that. And to me, if she would just be honest and come out and say something along those lines, I would appreciate it rather than, oh, don't you love this way of living? Who wants to live in a $50 mud house? Who doesn't have to? Okay. It's different if you were raised that way and that's all you know and that's what's available. Cool. People talk about all the time. They were raised in the hood, okay? They're raised in the hood, but they don't want to stay in the hood. So let's say that the mud house is like the hood. People want to get out of that. But you're telling people, oh no, from America who are used to so many amenities. They have so many amenities in North America, in Europe, that they don't even know what living without those amenities are like. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, I bet you any money, they've never even been camping before. They've never had a liking for being outside in the nature, but you're telling them that they have to go somewhere completely undeveloped. Why? you know? It's crazy. I'm only gonna play one more video after this and then I'll open up the call lines.
I have learned that being here is not only just ripped off my face of reality.
I'm that girl that's got to tell some people too. Because again, I'm paying it forward. Somebody else did it for me. And I'm inspired by everything too. So we have to do this and let people know there is a different way. So the other thing as far as sustaining yourself, when you're thinking about jobs, don't ask how are the jobs in Africa. Sweetheart, if you're not the job, and I've talked about this before in my videos in the Gambia, you have to come here being an entrepreneur minded person for America, okay? So you have to be the one here creating the jobs, creating the opportunity. Feels right to my soul. Okay, I know what that's like, feeling defeated every month, that pity your stomach nerves. At some point I'll talk about a health challenge I had, but stuff like that, y'all. We can come up out of that. That is breaking a lot of us. So 42 years old, you don't have to live the rest of your life. Even if you are in your 20s, I talked to a young lady that's coming on a trip. We're going to be hosting a trip in April. So it's going to be April. I thought it was going to be May. May's going to be the rainy season. But for people that want to come, it's going to be a lot better to come in April. I hope that clears up real quick. Okay. So yeah, it'll be in April. So I want you guys to be able to come, see the land, tour it. And as far as housing is concerned, yes, I have told you guys about the hut homes. So I'm gonna be doing some videos about the hut homes, showing you, possibly get some videos of how they're made and show you that process. But they are $50, not a month, not a year. It's one time. That's 600 CDs. So I'm gonna be showing you guys what that looks like if we are updating them, if you are modernizing them, just like a tiny home situation. These are real, real traditional. So even though they're mud, as an American coming to live, you're like, oh, I can get three. Yes, but let's go down and break down the cost. You may come out paying around, shoot, 500 for the whole situation, right? 50 for the hut home, and mud hut home, and then another couple of hundred, whatever, if you want to update it solar. Just think with me. So I'm gonna be showing you guys that, but they are $50. If you're interested in that, send me an email at rcathey@gmail. If you want to go to the Zoom, I highly suggest everybody that's interested in Ghana or Tamale join the Zoom call. We're going to be releasing that in the first week of January. So Chief Montana can be sharing that with you. So check the caption of this video in the description. And also go to chiefmontana.com. That's what groomed me to be here and learn the culture. You can even learn the language. So mud hut homes are my new passion. $50. If you want one, send me a message because I'm literally about to be rolling out a project where. So all of that I'm going to be talking. Greetings. So we went on our adventure today. Shout out to Sabali 360, Sabali from Mali, and he's a Leo, my photographer and film guy. We went out there and didn't hesitate because I knew it was good prime land that I wanted to see. One of our friends, Ross Johnny Kumori, he was talking about this is a prime area that he wants to build a city for African Americans in. And I said, say no more, say less, let me see it. And you guys can see it's big, it's vast, it is so much land to see. And I want y'all to just notice you ain't gonna have no neighbors. So this is 1,500 an acre.
This I ain't used to all of this, man. I'm so glad I wore my sneakers today. Yeah. Y'all, this is not my ministry.
This is a disaster waiting to happen. Like, it is. Okay. She's there saying that one of her friends, I didn't Google his name, I probably should have. Rasjas Kumari wants to build a city for African Americans beside the airport. Cool, no problem. You look at the land over here, to me, what I see is work. Work that no one is talking about the price of how much it would cost to have all of this done. Work that if someone who doesn't even have their stay, they don't have their visa, they don't have a legitimate business, What is the point? That's what I see. And even a lot of these businesses that people advertise on the continent, a lot of foreigners, right? I notice a lot of these businesses are not registered with the government. They don't have official business papers. I'm not talking about having a business visa. I'm talking about actually registering the business. Because if your business is not registered in any of these countries, that means your business is essentially illegal. It's not supposed to be there. So it's like, I find that to be very, very interesting. And I'm talking about the businesses, of course, that they establish on the continent, not the businesses that are established outside. Yeah. So, anyways, that's one thing. Another thing, you see all this land, it's beautiful, it's not developed. Are you advertising that? What is their plan? Are they going to build mud huts on this, or are they going to build actual structures? The people are in need of structures, you know, not private homes just for you and your family. We need more structures and things like that. And that's why there's a couple of channels out there that I really respect. T3 and Me, that family who's in Tanzania. I really respect that family because they didn't just go to Africa or to Tanzania with the sole purpose of, I'm gonna build a business. They went there wanting to fall in love with the culture, wanting to integrate with people, and then years later, they worried about establishing a business. But it just seems like everyone else just thinks about, oh, this is a good business opportunity. This is a good business opportunity. They don't think about how they can be of service to the community that they live in. And all of these, I think we also have to talk about all of these people who are talking about we're building our own communities in a country. Why do you feel the need to leave America where you say you're an outsider, leave the UK, okay, or anywhere in the West, say you're an outsider, go to a different country and like alienate yourself from the local people? Like what drives somebody to do that? Oh, I'm gonna go to Gambia and I'm gonna live in my own community and forget all these locals. All these locals, they're gonna work for me. I'm gonna go to Tanzania. I'm gonna go and live in my own community, my diasporans only, and I don't want to integrate. The locals are only good for driving me around, cooking for me, watching my kids. It's like they go to these countries, some of them. I have to say some because I gave an example of one that I really like, and there's a couple more, but anyway, some of them go to these countries, right? They go and otherize themselves, right? And I always wonder, why do they never link up with actual business moguls that are in that country? Like people are talking about Gambia, Gambia, Gambia. Why do I never see any of these people who are in the Gambia right now link up with, whether it be Gambian diasporas or, actual local Gambians who own establishments, who own businesses? I'd say the easiest people to link up with are people who own hotels, people who own like really big supermarkets. They never link up with business minded people. They always go over there and like make friends with the very local people who don't have much. And it's like they love doing that. I just never really understood that. But um oh yes, yes, I forgot to mention. Yes, thank you, Mr. Uganda, for bringing that out. I forgot to mention, a lot of areas in Tamale are very infertile. The land there, the soil is different. Like you need to invest years and years and years to actually make the soil um, be able to cultivate vegetation. The land in Tamale, I don't want to disrespect and say something really bad, but it's very dry. It's you're going to northern Ghana. It's the land is really dry. So it's not going to be easy to do any of these things that they're talking about, but let me go ahead. Talked for about an hour 20 minutes. Uh yeah, I'm just going to drop the link if anyone has anything to say. I think we'll make this 2 hours today and leave it at that. So, I seen her first video in the Gambia. It was all nice. Yeah, yes. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for her to have a bad experience with somebody in Tamale, and then all of a sudden she's going to talk about Ghanaians are this, Ghanaians are that, they're slow, they're this. I'm waiting. A mud residence just doesn't seem sustainable. You neither. Hi, Afroscope. I don't get some of them when they get to Africa and start saying they're into music. Like, what? Why? All of a sudden, a businesswoman. Yeah, exactly. And also, with Art Cathy, a lot of things that she's into divination, she's into spirituality, she's into health and wellness. So I'm like, why is she trying to mix returning to Africa, investing into land? Why is she trying to mix that to her brand? You know, if she just stick to um, having healthy recipes, the womb school, all of that stuff that she started out with, it would be great. But now she's trying to add, oh, buy land here, do this, do that. It's too much and it shows a lack of stability in my opinion, you know. When you're trying to get your hands involved in all these businesses, it's very messy. She will like Uganda. Yeah, maybe she will. Uganda is not her territory. We'll like Ghana and Gavi and Kiefer. Yeah, she went to East Africa. I don't know what happened to her when she went. Unfortunately, most Americans are too blind to judge or identify scammers among them. They're quick to point their hands towards continentals, but forget that the real thieves coming. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. She apparently scammed her own people. I didn't see it, but that's what her own people said about her. Um, they are poor. Yeah, northern Ghana, yeah, yeah. I thought so. And if you notice, they have ashed a lot of the sidewalks. They had to burn the plants that didn't grow well and rotted. The consumer ought to investigate the climate before committing. I agree. But you know what happens? People will just see that it's Arcati. They'll come in and they'll invest and they won't do their research, right? So then when Arcati or the people she's associated with scam scam them, then it's like I can't feel bad for you because you didn't do your investigation. Who decides to go to Tamale just like that? Like I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, right? But let's be honest here. A place where Muslims are the majority, the cultural differences are so stark. You cannot go there and play with them. Like you can't. But she doesn't understand that, so oh well. Yeah, kid Dola, what's going on?
Good, 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 good.
Merry Christmas.
It's up to you too. Look, look, look. When you start showing this girl, man, I'm very, very angry.
Yeah.
I know much about these people. You can't really trust them. Majority of them don't like Africans. Let's just put it like that. Heavily, heavily, heavily. Uganda, and with the ones that are coming to Africans, they are kind of like rejected ones, drunkards, drug dealers, addicted. What I mean, drug addicts, people that are crazy, mental institution people, people you don't really know who they are really, and they call Africans or Gambia very poor. What they themselves are very very poor. I've never seen no black American ever date a very wealthy Africans. I've never seen wealthy Africa don't go down with black American. Even in Africa, when they come to Africa, their boyfriends sometimes they look for all these boys that might be struggling. They have never had the courage to date a very wealthy African guy in the continent. A guy that drove G Wagon, Mercedes Benz, BMW, Land Cruiser. They can't. And these guys are not really ready to talk to them or face them. They they hate Africans. When they see Africans with other people, they kind of like have hatred on them. Oh, you don't think it's for your money. They have a passionate hate for Africans. Nearly majority of them. Don't let none of them tell you, oh, it's lie. They love Africa. They don't love Africans. That's just the truth. It's a pity Gambia opened the door for them to come in. If you look at Gambia, people that come into Gambia, they're a little bit, they're crazy people. They are 400 people who want to scam their people. This guy is doing this to scam. He's not doing it for anything. He just want to create another image out of Gambia, and the best way to come up to is that part of Ghana. Why is she not in Accra? I bet you. Why is she not in Kumasi? I bet you ES will freak out now by seeing her in that territory. ES will freak out. Will be screaming, chase her out, because she want to be the one dominating that place also. Now come another one, almost just like her. You understand? So what I thought, I always be saying this thing. Africans have to understand they're dealing with people who are very good with media in propaganda. This is what the white people are facing. They bring in the two attitudes. The white people, their masters are facing from their hands to African now. African now is kind of like the ones that they crying to. This is not the first time I've had a black Americans that say Africans are slow, they don't have customer friendly. There was a girl that don't come out who said you have a child somewhere in Ghana who said, oh, they don't have customer service, so they don't have my special cookies, so say they don't have this. You have been like that. I don't always said, don't marry these people, please. Far away, they marry a white person that marry these people. These people have no sense of direction. What I have to say, they have no loyalty to anybody. They play a role in the murder. Black America play a role in the murder of Kuruma when Kuruma was being murdered. So you have to understand that you know she's not the only black person in skin color that is in Gambia. The other Africans there. So she's the smartest one. So the other Africans who are there doing business, they are not smart. They don't see Gambia people they can do business with. No, you don't know what to do to them. When you open hands to them as friendship, they will sort you. When you don't open hands for them as friendship, they will sort you. They always criticize. They always criticize people. That's just what Africans have to learn to do, to understand. You know, Ghana will be a little bit different because Ghana is a little bit aggressive. I think coming there to sell land, whatever she wants, she thinks she can sell there. She would have know who's Yoko. What Yoko do to years when years try to fuck up. You understand? You know, I hope, yeah, I hope she can keep herself well, that she's not just there. She think, oh, I'm in another Muslim territory, that she think is just like Gambia. I think she's heavily mistaken because some of these people can be aggressive. I think I think what I see here is she's looking for opportunity to scam some people again. How to scam some people is you have to put down the Africans down first. That's just the truth. And one we should also looking for boyfriend there. Forget about her shape. That shape is just that shape came on because of marijuana. You know, when you're a drug taker, you tend to have a smaller body because that's where you know people that are taking drugs they tend to shrink. You understand? They tend to shrink a lot. So it's not about her high metabolism. It's not about high metabolism. She's somebody who smoked marijuana. If you check people that smoke marijuana, most of them have shrink body. Even some of these so-called superstars, if you check those six pack you're seeing is not for gym. They take a lot of these stuffs, a lot. Some of them at the beginning they eat a lot, they gain weight. Later they start getting their body start getting shrink. That's why these just oh these guys are drug addicts. You can see it in them. They look dried. That's what she look like. But I will let her know one thing. Her body is not what Africans do not like that type of shape at all. She will be there for 20 years. Nobody will say hello to her. Why ES even have a boyfriend? Just because ES have more rounded body, waist kind of something, going on almost she can fit into those kind of African something. But she that look like a plank, that they, body bleed, breathes with, she will not find a man. Africa will not gonna be attracted to her because she's just too dry. She's just there to scam black Americans or to look for boyfriend. Now ES is her radar. She want to make sure she's not the new conqueror of that territory that ES. She's there to chase ES out. That's just the
Oh,
truth.
come on. Really? You think
Yes,
so?
yes, she's just there to chase. She's just there to chase ES out. She's just there to chase ES, and I bet you ES will be having a sleepless night right now. ES now will be sending boys to watch her, to monitor her, to follow up. He has had more radar there because of his husband, you know, do things to frustrate her and chase her out of that place. That's just the truth. If you look, nobody, America is not that all that anymore. America is not that, without seeing the pictures, the videos, that there are a lot of homeless in California. Some part of Pennsylvania look like a junkie territory, junkie city. I'm telling you this now. We're not seeing there's a mighty rat in New York metro subway stations, mighty rats chasing people from their homes. You know, Africans are not saying, "Oh, you Americans not heaven." No, we might like their cars, maybe buy their cars, but not to use it or stay there. You know, nobody's crazy about America because we have all kind of DSTV, we have Glow TV, we have all kind of things. We have shopping mall. We enjoy ourselves. China make everything more easier for us. We not think about real money, not about going to America. Then no guys that are there also saying man, it's not easy. It's very difficult. Nobody wants to. Oh, I'm going to do what? To wear fine t-shirt, jeans, Timberland. When you come back home, you see guys, rolling on, who would even travel, rolling on G wagon. You understand? Rolling on Mercedes Benz. Would you, who you want to dance with? This, I don't understand. They're not smart. If they're smart, they would have been able to take over United States where they are. But the Latinos are taking over. You're pissed at the Africans there. You know, we have our own Hollywood. If you want to watch movie, if you think you're tired, Africans are more inclined into their culture now. At least for since 2000. Since 2000. That's why Afrobeat is very popular. Africans don't want to listen to rap music that's so killing, kill you, I kill you, I kill that. No, Africans are not interested in this kind of music. So they have to understand by they attacking us in media, calling us all kind of name, they're just projecting because they are far more inferior than us. We're far more confident than them. So they're projecting about us will never work. It will never work because people that have more confidence don't project. We stay in our lane and chase what we want to chase. That's why Africans don't mess with them even in the United States. How can you mess with people that come and rob you the next day, kill you?
Yeah, I don't I don't know too much about that, but I do agree with you that Africans are becoming more proud and yeah, Africans are becoming more proud and you know, Afrobeats is everywhere, you know. African restaurants are opening up. People are being proud and you know, trying to understand their culture more.
Africans have no look. Look. They just start destroying it. Before Africa was a little bit curious about them. Like, hey, oh, you people, okay, what happened? Where you people came, okay. But now you just see in media they continue running their mouth, continue hating on Africans. What I mean, I mean West Africans mostly anyway. If you hate at Gambia, you think the other Africa will just be looking at you like, okay, oh, it's just you don't like Gambia. No, you don't like us. And they will tell you, you see it in there, they'll tell you, I don't like Africans. If you open your door for them, they'll come and rob you. That's what Africans are a little bit on their own. You can't be their friends. If you're their friends, they will send their cousins to come and rob you. That's just the truth. You can't. If you date their women and they know it's not going right, they will put all kind of allegations on your head. That's just the truth. Why must you date people that what is their importance? What are they going to offer? What do they have? What kind of intelligence do you want to share with them? You can share nothing intelligent with them. About to talk about McDonald's and Burger Kings.
Wait,
It eat waffles,
so you think
pancakes, and chicken.
so you think that there's nothing that can be shared with them? There's nothing,
You
no.
can't share no damn shit with them. You can't share no damn shit with them. They have nothing to offer. They can't offer nothing. They have no business plan. They have nothing. Nothing. What else you want to what did they have? Did they even have anything in their brain to talk about? Let's talk about business. East Africa, oh, Africans don't have nothing about business. But Africans are people dealing with business. They be trading for years. Do you think those market women? You think okay, they might be book wise, smart, but they are business smart. They're business savage. They know how to sell their market, make money, build houses, train their children to university. They've been doing this business for a long time. You know, many businesses. But which business they look for job for the white man hand. That's just what they're doing. Why they not running business there? Why they not doing running supermarkets there? Why they not running the wigs that they buy? Why they not doing running it there? Why they not running the spa over there? Why they not running the gas stations over there? Why they not running all kind of boutiques and all kind of things over there? They don't run those things. But that is their country. But the Indians are coming to run these things. The Arabs are coming to run these things. You know, but they don't run nothing. I'm very, very pissed because now she's in Ghana. She's hiding somewhere in a very local area. She's using internet there to scope and to finance own people. That's why she's not in Accra. That's why she's not in Kumasi. That's why she's not in some other areas
Yes, she's
in
not
the
in
big.
any big city. She went
No, no,
all the
she's
way
not
to
there.
the north.
It's
All the
far
way to
away.
the north.
Almost to semi-desert.
Yes, she's almost
You
close
know,
to Burkina
yeah,
Faso.
that's
Like,
why I say, she's closer to Burkina Faso. She's almost close to Sahara.
yeah.
She's hiding there, scoping, try to bring a satellite over there so that you can scam people by talking about mud houses, talking about you can buy cheap land. Yeah, you know, she's just there to do something else, nothing else. It's a game.
Afroscope, if you know, please let me know because I this the same time, I don't think you can actually buy land. Land that's yours. She's gonna buy what is it? Lease land. Yeah, hold land. So I don't think she would tell people that the land they're buying, they don't actually own the land. I don't think
Yeah,
she would tell.
because she's not married. Your husband is not from there. Yoko, ES could get all these things. Yoko, that's why Yoko was the one carrying things from ES at that time. When the relationship break up, Yoko want everything back. You know, ES now moved to this other guy. That guy's name. That's what she's operating with. Look, Sierra Leone is giving a passport. Even Sierra Leone is getting fed up that they're not coming to even do something in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone give the passport like the way they give a car out. You know, you know. Yes, Sierra Leone found that they're not even coming to invest. They're not even coming to say, "Oh, let them be." Now they're not complaining. There's no clean water. Or I don't know what guy was saying. The road are not paved. But you coming to ask for passport there. They give you this passport. Still, okay, now you have exit point.
Yes,
Africa.
I I heard that what's his name? Mada Bio, he's thinking about removing that the passport program for them.
I think it's a shame that Sierra Leone go. Sierra Leone. I don't know. Is it because they themselves have problem? I don't know. Just issue a passport like that out without you not consulting with other neighboring countries, like other African countries. That's why Liberia they do. See, the mentality they have that will also happen in Liberia. What happened in Liberia? That's what you see now in this present time. Then that's what they portray to the indigenous of Liberia. Sometimes we hear, oh, we build Liberia, we build Liberia. Then they build a damn Liberia. They came there, they oppressed the indigenous there because they were the one having the weapons the Americans give to them. They treat the indigenous very, very bad. Until Samuel Doe came into power. Why Samuel Doe came to that power? Samuel Doe was pissed. Samuel Doe called them dogs at that time. You know, so what you see right now is what you see what they're doing now. That's what that's Liberia problem was just these so-called America's Liberians. They were having an attitude. They think they're better than indigenous. That what will happen. What they portrayed now, that's what they portray to the indigenous of Liberia. Then they say no, this is more than that. It's just superiority, power. In Ghana, where some of them they even have their own WhatsApp group. A Liberian girl sneak into that WhatsApp group and said he started hearing the way they insult Africans. They sneak have their own WhatsApp group. You know, because they're
Ye-
scared. Because why would you come to a place? You say, "Oh, you people are family." Okay, you are family. You come in now. You start saying, "Oh, they don't do this. They don't do that." You don't deal with these people.
y- Yeah, what I'll say in terms of Art Kathy, because I only see this with Art Kathy is she has that superiority complex, and I really do. I find it very interesting that she went to Tamale again, because women cannot do anything over there unless they have a man backing them up. And that's
Mister
the society. I
Mister
don't have a problem with that. But
Mister
how can
Uganda,
she go there?
Mister Uganda is a little bit. Mister Uganda will say it the way it is.
Mistake.
Mister Uganda, I will say it the way it is, bro. That's just the way it is. Yes, let me give you an example. You see, before I don't know much about them. I met them somewhere in Europe. That's what I really understand. They were very, very cool. The moment they hear my accent, they were very, very cool to me. Very, very cold. I was confused. I was really kind of like trying to know them, trying to shake them. It was in their club, the hip hop club at that time. You know, hip hop club at that time. That's the first time I've ever said I come close to them. I said, "How you doing, man?" They were cold, very cold. We were even on the line. to go into the disco club. There was a white guy that came to me, Tope.
But okay, let me ask you a question. So you had a bad experience with them, right? Was it
Oh,
just one
no,
bad
no, no,
experience?
no. This is not about one bad experience.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is what continuously. This is what I experience with them. The moment they just get to know that you're not an American, you're not with your accent, they will just kind of like they will act very cold towards you. They will not be friendly.
No, we ain't over.
You know, even even in the club, when they see a white woman with you, they will try to destroy you, call you African jungle, call you monkey.
Are you
They'll ask you,
sure you had
no, no, must I be lying? They'll tell the white
I don't know.
hold on. They will tell the white woman, what are you doing with this jungle brother? He's monkey. Because they think every white people like them because they're Americans at that time. Some of these white women will say, what the hell are you talking about? They will know the white man is not interested, they will bounce back. They will not come. Until once at a time, the Nigerians got enough. They went head to head with them to confront them. That's when we really know they're low, they're very low. They can talk very big, but they don't have strength. They talk very big. They talk very, very big.
Ola, when you done, so I can come in here
Hold on, let
and
me
talk to
talk.
you,
So let
because you're about to hear it. You are about to hear it, and you.
yeah, what, man? I'm here to face you too, bro.
Wait, no, no, no. Let's have a civil conversation.
It'll be civil, boy.
I'm here to face you, bro. Let's go down with it, bro.
This, all right. Let me say this.
You full of shit.
Okay, let me talk about this. I'm a Black American on all sides. I lived in Southern Africa for 2 years. I've lived in Africa. I've been in the. Please don't interrupt. I've been broke in Africa. I've been through it. I've seen all the hardships, everything that people are getting through. One thing as Black Americans that I saw, we have to understand culture. There's Africans of all types everywhere. Like there's West Africans in South Africa. There's Kenyans in South Africa. There's Kenyans in Nigeria. Everybody's everywhere. So you get to talk to everybody, and you get a full kind of spectrum once you start to talk to Africans, how they're different. And we have to understand culture. I didn't understand culture. I used to think culture is like a lot of Africans think. Culture is wearing some funny clothes and dancing to some funny music. Culture is how you think and how you look at the world. The Ghanaians have been very, very kind to us, and we need to pay that forward. We need to help at least with their entertainment sector. About this art Cathey thing, let me pull this up first. She's a hood rat. She's a trifling hood rat. I even told other Africans, you can't be letting all Black Americans come back in and just willy nilly accepting them all. Like the Meek Mills things where he had blood guts all over the ancestral palace and everything. Here's the problem that we don't understand, and we got to be about culture. And I'm not trying to come at you, the West Africans, but I'm being honest. Most of y'all never picked up arms against the white man. There was the war for the golden stool, but that was more of a religious. That was a unbelievable spit in the eye of damn near God. West Africans never picked up arms against the white man for the most part, as opposed to Southern Africans, Kenyans too, but Southern Africans brought the blues since the 1700s. And then you hear West Africans a lot of time, we're not racist like those Black Americans. But we're not racist, man. Black Americans have tons of white friends, white people in our family. We don't worship whiteness. That's the issue. We don't worship whiteness. And there's so much animosity. Let's be honest. I study African history constantly. If it wasn't for the white man, the slave trading would still be going on in a major way in West Africa. It wasn't just the West Africans, but the slave trading in West Africa was absolutely ridiculous. It was thousands, tens of thousands, if not millions of children every year. It's ridiculous. What is it that there's so much animosity between one another? Of course you didn't. You got animosity towards. I'm just another monkey to you. As opposed to us, when we see a Black person hurting, it's hey, that's one of our brothers. Like Patrick Loya, the Congolese brother who got shot down by that cop. We started protesting. We want hams on that. No, we don't just sit there and let another black person be hurt and say, "Oh, they're not from or whatever, whatever, whatever." We don't worship whiteness like that. This is a major problem that we got to get.
You want to tell me West Africa worship whiteness? Do you know
It's
the
bad.
history?
You know what? It's not just
Hold
it's
on,
not West
hold
Africa.
on,
It's all of Africa.
hold on. Do you know
The
the
worst
history of
there,
West
and you
Africa?
know it.
You know the history of West Africa. You say West Africa
Yes,
is
I
not.
do. You want me to get into that?
You know the do you know you see how how you relegate the battle between the Ashantis and the British. You see how you relegate it. You see that battle was fought for
Talking about
years.
it.
Do you ever hear about the Benin Empire, the way they fought the British? You see how
No.
you came in. You
Yes.
say
You know what book I'm reading right now? Hey, Oleg, do you know what book
hold
I'm reading right now? It's
hold
called
on.
The Art, History,
Your
and
book,
Slave Trade of the Benin Empire. The
your book,
Benin Empire never wanted to stop selling slaves.
your book have nothing to do with what I know about the history of Africa.
Tell
You
me,
read the book.
you can't stick all of
Hold
Africa
on,
together, Oleg. It's not all the same.
You read the book, but I know it.
Tell me when the Benin fought the British and what was the reason? Because I'm about to
You know,
blow you up.
hold on. The Benin Empire did fight the British because of the slave trade.
They wanted to stop it.
Hold
Wait,
on,
that is not true.
hold on.
That's not true.
You talk about the state where I came from. I'm on the Benin man. You talk
That
about the state
explains it.
where I come from.
I
Hold
guess
on,
that explains it.
hold on. The Benin never fought the British because of slave trade. The white men wanted to come in when there was serious of festival going on. Then the king then of Benin about Varabe asked them not to come in at this time. Then the
Killed them
spotters,
all.
hold
He
on,
killed them.
the spotters, the Benin spotters, the army
Go
that
ahead.
was
Go ahead.
the army that was spotting them in the boundary asked, these white people are coming in. What should we do? Then they give order. If they move into the city, that's going to be like a bad luck. They they fight them. That will happen. Well, never about the slave trade. The British saw the Benin selling no slaves. That's why that
Okay.
battle. That's why that battle lasts for some time. I think for months till when the
Oh,
British came in.
that's
Hold
brother.
on.
That's not what happened.
No, you no. You say you wrote it. You say you know you read it in book. I'm telling you now my history. When the British now do make some reinforcement, I think for the response they have in Sierra Leone, then I came in. They came in with far more firepower. That's how they defeat the Oba of Benin. Then they took him to Calabar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way the guy, I think they beheaded him there. Then they wanted to use somebody else to be a king. The
They
people
didn't
refused.
behead him. They
Hold on.
exiled him.
They behead him. They behead him. They kill him. They wanted to use somebody to be the king. Then they said, no, this king is an hereditary post. You can never be a king or if you're born as the first son of a king. That's how it was. It's 18 something. 18 something. That's how the British came in. They were dealing with Portuguese at the beginning as missionaries. The British came in as 18 something, 1815 or something like that, or 1830. That was turned to to colonization later.
This
If
dude
you
still on?
so you say you're reading it a book. I'm telling you, I'm from that zone. It's a very huge place. You want slave trade. Nobody know who sold you people. That's just the truth.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
All right. Let me
might,
interject here. Let me.
maybe you might be the descendant of those who were selling people too.
The what?
You might be you might come from those ones who are catching slaves also.
That's true. That's true. But
Your
for the most
ancestors
part, Ola, no. Because listen, there were, especially if you have Fulani bloodlines, you could possibly be a slave trader. But for the most parts, we come from the bush. We're not kings and queens and all that stuff. I mean, some of that could have happened here and there, but for the most part, everybody in the diaspora were people from the bush. We were lowly villagers who got hit up by the other side. Now, let me tell you about this Benin War. Exactly what happened. And I got the book right here. It's popping up on my computer in a second. There was a white man that came there, and they wanted to set up industry and trade with the Benin Kingdom, whether that's slaves or so one white guy, he went up to the Benin king. He said, or that he was coming. The Benin king said he's having a festival don't come up right now. And really, what it was, the British were known for disposing kings. If you didn't do what they said, they would get rid of you. And he knew that could possibly happen to him. So they went up anyway. The white man, he went up anyway to go and they attacked his whole crew. Now, I don't know if the king gave that order or what happened, but they attacked his crew. So he wrote back to the British, and he came back with 5,000 white men. Now, when he's walking up into the Benin Kingdom, let's be honest, I got to tell you what happened. The king knew that he couldn't beat 5,000 people coming, and they're coming with cannons. So the Benin king, in true African and Black history, all of us, how we act, he started having a hissy fit, and he started sacrificing his people. I'm sure you heard of the sacrifice tree. So when they went into the Benin Kingdom, everybody was laying staked down to the ground with their guts hanging out. People were laid up in trees, crucified in trees everywhere. He was trying to appease a god. It was really no harm. That's really the little they had, and they dragged them out and they exiled them. That's what happened. Now, the main kings, even before that, and all kings through there, they were always asking the British, why is the slave trade stopped? Why is the slave trade stopped? Why is the slave trade? That was the main way of getting money, was the slave trade. Everyone did sell slaves, but in history, not just us, Romans, Arabs, Greeks, Slavs, everyone has been slaves, but it's just to a point of that many that I have a problem. And I can't point the finger at people today for what happened yesterday. But I gotta say, is that same mentality still there? Just like the white man. I don't believe all white people are evil. Some people look at me and say, how do you say that? You're supposed to be with us. You're black nationalism, what? But I don't believe that. But we know they have a culture of violence. And they have a culture of saying that black people are inferior to them. That's what the culture is of their dominant society. All of them like that? No. And just like that, there's that problem of tribalism all through Africa. But West Africa is real bad. And not giving a damn about it. I live in Africa. Not give a fuck about a nigga with a... That shit hurt my feelings. I tell people during no nothing. The leaders just take everything and steal everything and then roll out and don't give a damn about the street kids begging and shit. Can't even get a decent education. We got all this education in America. I've seen it. I've lived in it. But that's gotta stop. That's what I sort of understand about my culture. Walking through, seeing an Indian or Pakistani man yelling at some African woman who works in his store. I'm about to walk in there and punch this nigga right in his face. What?
Steal your mic. You're going in and out.
It's my Wi-Fi. But that's not a problem. So yes. And let me stick to this Liberia thing real quick. I've just read on the history of Liberia, and it's tumultuous. There was a caste system there of African Americans, and even within the African Americans, there was the mulatto issue. So people who were half caste, who were mulattoes, were putting themselves over, and there was a coup d'etat even among the Black Americans. But the reason the shit started when we first got there, who wasn't just us, it was Congolese people and Caribbeans. But the reason the war started, now should they just went in there and blew everybody to shit? No, they could have offered them and say, hey, how about we get your gold mining running? How about we get your rubber trees running before we just kill everybody? It was get down or lay down. I understand you coming from just being a slave, and these people are still rounding up people and selling them off as slaves. You're going to go hands. So please don't act like, oh, the innocent little Liberians, what were they doing? The big bet. No. It was to stop slave trading, and it was a bloody to stop the slave trading.
Do you see what happened? Do you see when these so-called American liberators caught Samuel Doe, what they did to him? They slaughtered him.
I'm not talking about anything.
So what do you want to tell me? Yemi Johnson is an American Liberia guy. You understand me? Charles Taylor is an American Liberia guy. You know, but when the battle really started with the Africans, when the indigenous fed up with the help of the Ghanaians, when they start arming the indigenous, they now.
Oh, I never said that wasn't right. I said there was a caste system and that was wrong. And Malcolm X went there, John Henry Clark went there. If they seen that, they should have said something about it. But you just saying that we just hopped off the boat and started killing everybody, that's completely disingenuous. This is the problem with the black man all over the planet and in Africa especially. There's a lack of truth within himself. He doesn't want to say the honest part. It's not the white man. It's not the Arab. It's me, the black man, who's people. It's
Look, your people
no.
lifestyle, your people way of doing things, and your people type of lifestyle, and the way you people come in and go towards the media and criticize Africans. Some of them might be open their arms to say hello. I would like to know you. I don't know what happened, but out of the blue, the same African will start saying, "Ah, I thought this guy was my friend. You don't know. These people are not really friends. You can call them friends, but they're not really your friends. That's what I want
Or
African.
I you can't say that about everybody, but because just like
African is
African Americans are getting wait a minute, just like African Americans are getting scammed in Africa, Africans get scammed in Africa. It's real cutthroat, and you know it. I lived in there.
Africans.
I talk to
Africans.
people doing business. And wait, please don't tell me that we're doing worse than what the Chinese are doing to you.
The
'Cause I've
Chinese are
seen
doing
Chinese and
nothing.
Pakistani people
The
talking to
Chinese,
you like you were nothing.
the Chinese are doing nothing. The
The
Chinese
Chinese
cannot
aren't
do
rude. Wait,
shit.
are you saying that the Chinese are kind to Africans? Is that what you're going to tell me?
Well, do you see where the Chinese rule in Africa? Where are they ruling? Where?
Are you nuts? The Chinese
You,
are so
you always talk
disrespectful
about
to
the
y'all.
Chinese.
Listen,
Okay,
hold on, Ola. When I was
do
there,
you
a
know what
Chinese
called
woman.
business?
What?
Do you know what called business? Do you know what called business?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Repeat.
Okay, do you know what called when people doing business? Doing business.
People,
We
the
need
Chinese are doing more than Europe. We can't lie that. But for you to say that they're not mistreating Africans is wrong.
you know I'm still
I've heard the
African.
stories from African. Heard the stories about Chinese people sleeping with men's wives.
I, Chinese people, but your mic, you're going in and out.
All right, let me repeat again. When I was there, Chinese
What kind of internet are you using? I take you in the first word. What's going on with your internet?
people. No, I'm in the country. I live in the country of Atlanta now, outside. But it's not. Let me say that Africans, a lot of them are very, very kind. And I tell everybody, Africans aren't violent per se. There's Somalia, different parts of the Congo that's bad, but Africans aren't violent. They are kind.
No, don't take it like that.
The
Sorry.
stealing, the theft,
Maybe,
the
maybe,
corruption,
maybe you must
that's stuff
sin.
you can't blame about. And
But
we got it.
hold on, hold on.
That's not even on
Okay,
the leader. Why aren't you holding the leaders accountable?
okay. Let's assume she is coming. I've never seen where an African person really will go into internet, the blast. If not Tariq Rashid was the one that first, the Black American threw the first shot first. They will kind of like look, whoa, why is he doing this? Even no matter what African will
Now,
face,
wait a minute. You know
the
for a fact
situation.
he's a CIA agent. You know for a fact that guy
No,
is an
we
agent.
don't know. It can be CIA agent, but
And
we see it as part of you people. You know what I'm saying? We see it as part of you people. We don't know CIA agent. I'll give you an example. I will tell you, African millennial what I experienced in the hands of Black Americans. That's the first time I think I ever come close to them. That's the first time I ever even know Black Americans in a close range. I know what I experienced. You know, when they find out you don't have, well, I thought they would be confused when they find out your accent is African accent, then they'll go cold on you. Hmm? They see that you're hanging with somebody, they think they have interest with. They start asking person, if you want to talk to a lady, go and talk to the lady. But why must you try to spoil me, try to say, oh, I'm from the jungle, call me African brother, jungle brother. Why should you do that? That means you don't have confidence to do your game. That's what I'm saying about. A fellow person that says as dark as you call your kind of name, bro. You know. So he left. You came here, you start relegating things down and start talking about this. You know, you people like Shaka Zulu. The real radical Shaka Zulu is in West Africa. Go and check the history. What they
What?
call African. They try to relegate what Ghana did. The battle they fought, that they have to ship some to Jamaica, ship some to one island close to far away. I think white people control that area. Self, I forget the name. Sasha Island. I don't know what kind of place is that. Take some to Kivet. Some of their descendants are still there. You try to relegate it. So the Africans they fought the white man. You don't even know the history. You didn't know the battles this African people fought there with horse. They don't have no gun, with horse, arrows, spears. You know, we fought for our independence. Otherwise, they would still be ruling us. West Africa fought and made sure that they didn't have no space, any land space for them to occupy. They left without no occupying no land. There's no land say, okay, this is where they're staying now. This is their land. No. Independence, pack your bag and go. With your Indians you brought. That will happen. That's why you don't see Indians in West Africa. You know, how can you come and say, oh, Africa is for them? Africa, but have you ever seen Indian in like Kenya? You know, have you seen Indian like in Indians in West Africa like Kenya? Does India now become a tribe? Africa said, as you come in, the handbag you brought, which is the Indians and the what you brought, take them back. You know, I'm very honest. Black America did fight for their freedom. No, let's just give them let's just sign the paper and give them freedom. You want to come and tell me what you want to tell me, bro? You know, as you see the coup that is going on in West Africa. You think these guys are playing? They don't make big mountain, they just do it. You know, you hear book, 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 continuously. Men are running, fighting. You know, West Africans are far more the most aggressive blacks on earth. Just with the snake there too. Then you want to come and say, what's that you say without fight? Do you fight your oppressors that kept you in the cage for a very long time?
Okay.
No, they give you freedom.
God.
I hope Ghana people should figure out that lady and send her away. Send her to Burkina Faso so that she can go to the Sahel. Let the
I
Burkina
really
take her,
actually do want her to go to Burkina Faso.
so that you understand. Let the Burkina take her to Sahel region. That's okay. Be here.
Say
You want
so.
to sell a lot? Start selling the desert there. You want
Oh
to
my
carry
gosh.
Sahel? Huh? No problem. You want a lot in this Sahel? Huh? Just you want to come build, build a house here. You know, this way they hit. This way they hit at Africans. When you try to
Yeah.
confront them, they'll try to bring their own thing. Try to say this. That. Look, Gambia will put their hands for you. Ghana will put their hands for you. So some of them are already complaining. Okay, what do you want? They give you free land in Ghana to build
You know,
houses, whatever.
I really don't think that they hate Africans. I just think that from most of what I've seen is that the ones that are speaking are the ones that are speaking too much, but they're not doing anything like to help. That's the thing I noticed. But hate, I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
they
I
see.
don't think so.
No,
I don't
no,
think
there's some hate on it. That's just the truth. There's some
uh,
hate on the hate they have is sometimes they have the hate like we sold them.
He did
I didn't
sell
sell
us.
you, I didn't sell you. I don't know.
You
I don't know who sold anybody. I don't even know if you even exist. So why should they say I sold you?
is the Benin Kingdom a bunch of slave traders? Yes or no?
How do you I don't even know Benin people even dealing on slaves.
You're full of you. Don't know your history. Then
What do you mean I don't know my history?
you don't know your
So
history.
if you think before the British came, yes, they fought your empire. They were fighting wars. They were fighting
It
wars.
wasn't. It wasn't that bad until the
No,
Europeans got there.
they did say you can say you must say before the British came, the Benin's and the Oyo people were fighting. Maybe among those they caught or the whatever happened, they might sell it maybe to the Portuguese or to among themselves. But when the British came, when the British started dominating those territories, there was not like slave trade that happened there because the British was trying to have their foothold because they could not really have their foothold because they conquered the palace, but still they could not conquer the
Am,
whole.
do you want to interject on this? Am I wrong? There wasn't no slave trading in the Benin Kingdom in the 1700s.
I told you, I told you,
I said
I told
AM.
you, I told you the British came in 80 something. So 1700, you're talking about the British were not there. So maybe during that you're
The
talking
British
about
are on the
maybe they were
coast. What are
fighting.
you talking about? The British are on the coast. They never left.
The British were not in Benin, in the Benin Kingdom territory.
They had to go up the river. They had to go
So,
up
so
there.
you must say the British might be somewhere
And
in Lagos, Badagry there at that time.
I don't. My
Did
phone
you?
died, so let me finish on this. I don't know how far I got to this, and I'll start back with Liberia just in case we mixed anything. Like I said, when them Black Americos, the Caribbeans, and the Congo people from Africa, all of them came there. They got off the ship, and it wasn't just murder and mayhem. They told the indigenous people, the crew, and the other tribes to stop selling slaves. They wouldn't stop, so they started a war, and they massacred them in the war because they had cannons. Now, should they have done that? Maybe they should have said, hey, instead of selling slaves, why don't we get your gold industry and mining going? Why don't we get your rubber tree plants going? Why don't we do that instead of that? They just blew everything to shit. I mean, I feel them. You're just getting out of slavery and you see people still slave trading. Of course, they're going to be mad. Now, that's what happened. After that, there was a caste system. And that was wrong with the Americas. They should have had a minority. They should have had the majority tribe should have had representation in the government always, and that's why our enemies slipped in there and distributed it. But please don't say it was the innocent. We never did nothing to nobody. This is the problem with the black man all over the world, and it starts in Africa. He's disingenuous. He doesn't want to take responsibility. He wants to point the finger at everybody else and say he never did nothing to nobody. Black Americans are in a bad situation because of black Americans, and black Africans are in a bad situation because of black Africans. It's time to pull the thumb and act like a man. It's nobody else's fault. It's our fault. Do a lot of people have animosity about the slave trade? Yes. I mean, rightfully so. Do Jews have animosity towards Germans? Yes. But we got to put that in the past and move on. Now, there's some people that are just so tribal that they can't get over it and worship whiteness. I said it before and I said it again. What happened in Nigeria right now, that's unheard of. But for the most part, no, the West Africans mainly never fought back. It was a mutual trade. It was a mutual trade, unlike Shaka Zulu and the Southern Africans who gave the whites hell from the beginning. And that's the truth of what happened.
Kijk man, dit is hard joken.
AM?
Deze stukjes, maar ik heb gezien dat het leuk als een klein kind. Omdat ze je een nagelak hebt gedaan en daar het schoongemaakt.
Well, I do agree that I do agree that wait, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I do agree that Africans have to stop blaming like other people for what happened. Like I don't blame outsiders for what happened in regards to the slave trade because I don't know. Even though I wasn't there at the time, I do believe things could have been handled differently. When people talk about people were tricked into selling people, I highly doubt that because they were already selling the people before outsiders came over there.
Eh,
Like there was already a caste system there
that's what I was
already.
about to say. AM, have you
So
ever
yeah,
seen people in Africa mistreating their servants?
of course.
You know what it is. That's how it was. The lowest of the lowest in Africa gets treated so poorly and like trash. I had to tell people so many times, like when we go out, we're eating or whatever, stop talking to the waitress like that. Snapping their fingers. You come here, come here. I want more ice in my water. Stop being rude to the waitress.
Oh, waar ligt die?
I have to tell Africans repeatedly, not everybody. I have to tell a lot of them though.
Waar ligt
Stop
die?
being rude to one another. Stop treating each other like shit. You wouldn't have did that to no white person.
Okay.
Africans treat each other poorly, especially the low class, especially the people who are uneducated. You didn't got to treat people like that, man. I ain't saying that we treat each other. We shoot each other.
Where
here
have
in
you seen
America.
Africa treated Africans bad?
Stop,
Where?
stop, bro. Stop. So you stop, bro. Anytime somebody has a servant, a gardener, somebody who cleans their house, they're always yelling at him, screaming at him. The waitress, stop, Ola. I've been there. I live there. Stop. All right. Now we got to stop this shit and we got to get on to building this thing. Because this white man and this Asian, he's going into outer space and he will shoot a laser beam down on us and blow you, me into little dust.
Okay, you
An
said
African space program. We can't even keep the electricity on. A
hold
space
on.
program.
You said you live in South Africa for how many years?
2 years.
2 years. What part of Africa again do you live? Do you live in West Africa?
No, I live. I'm back in Atlanta now.
Okay, but you did live. Look, look. East Africans, South Africans, when they see you people, they see you people as West Africans. That goes with the see.
You know what? We're not Ola. We're not. We
You know.
predominantly come from West Africa because they
Oh
sold us as
no, oh
slaves.
no. You put
We
there's
come from
nothing like
Angola as well, though, Ola. We're not
for
just West Africans.
Angola. You talk about the Portuguese. Most Angolas be shipped to. You can see where they speak their Portuguese a lot there. Any people from Angola be shipped to Brazil. Most
They
some
go.
of
No, no. They go.
majority,
See, Ola.
majority of them, majority of Angolas and Mozambique are being shipped to those territories. There's some few, there's some few Nigerians will also be, taken over there. Benin, Togo, and also those are there. The Congo, the Congo slave people are talking about really. The Congo, yeah, there's a Congo slave that happened that came all the way from Congo to Ghana. That what really happened. But for majority of slaves that came from Mozambique and Angola, the Portuguese shipped them to Brazil because that's where they really
They
need
went to
them.
the. And all this is again researching the slave trade. Most of us, they bought us from the islands. So you take all the slaves to Hispaniola, which is Haiti or Jamaica. You leave them there, and then other people come and buy them there. So most of the Americans, some of them did go to the North Carolina and get dropped off there. If you had like the special, like slaves from Mozambique, not Mozambique, um, slaves from Mozambique are worth a lot, and slaves from Madagascar are worth a lot. So you would deliver them straight to the port in North Carolina or South Carolina. But most people, we went to the islands and they went down there and bought us. So all this stuff about this tribalism in America, it's even
Okay,
stupider because we
okay,
don't come.
okay,
We come from
okay,
the islands.
okay. You just want me, you just want me to know at once because I live in Africa. I born there, grew up there. I don't know the slave trade took place in Africa.
It's not taught. African history is not taught in Africa. Not even the slave
Okay,
trade. No African history is
okay,
taught, and you know
okay,
it.
okay. So you just because when people start saying, "Oh, you people sold us," to us we even shocked. Who sold you? Because don't want I know. I only know something about slave trade in doesn't mean there were no slaves going on that we know something about because some of them they live in our community. That's okay. When before you hear the whole story, yeah, these are the one the kings are using as slaves. But those ones they say, oh, these are the one the kings are using as slaves at that time. But if you check out, it's not even going on anymore. I think even before the British came in there, because some of them they have to get married. Africa allowed them to marry. They form their own community. They form their own tribe there.
Ola, if the British wouldn't have stopped the slave trade, it would still be going, and the slave trade is still going on. Them
If the
Libyans
Brit- look,
are
look,
still selling us.
if the British did stop, there was called eternal already revolt that was going on in the Benin Empire.
There was
Remember?
revolts. There was a
Yeah,
whole
there was
bunch of
already
slave revolts.
eternal revolt that was going on that they tried to settle among themselves. So when the British came, that would just stop the internal revolt. Everybody was prepared for battle at that period, but it was not against, and they were not even fighting the Oyo people anymore. They were not fighting the Oyo people anymore. But it was, Benin is very big. When you talk about Benin Empire, it's a very huge territory. You understand? Very huge. Benin have sub tribes and everything inside. So there was disagreement and revolt that was going on. The world actually stopped those revolts. They were prepared to fight each other. There are some people try to break off, try to have their own kind of like kingdom. You're going to face a very large army that came from the Oba of Benin. So other people were prepared for battle. The battle was already trying to take place already. It was even taking place. But before then, they already come together to fight the Oyo. Even when they were trying to get revolt, they were still like brothers, trying to defend themselves from the Oyo. Oyo Empire was very big at that time. So these are big kingdoms that want to dominate each other. That will also lead to Ghana. You know, that was only to Ghana. What stopped the Ghana war among the Oyo people, the Alaf people with Ghana, was just the war between British and the Ashanti people that took place for years. You know, because the The Alaafin people, which we people call the Oyo, could not penetrate Ghana properly because of the Dahomey people, because they were fighting the Dahomey people. So it was battle, out and in, it was dominators, who will win. But that doesn't mean still, with all these battles, see where you see Africans can actually come together. With all these battles, they're still able to
When have you come
reconcile.
together? Ola, you are still my brother, but we got to talk about the realness.
No, no,
You
I'm
never
not. No, well,
united.
no, no, no,
Tell
no.
me
We
when
don't.
we've
No, my
united.
brother,
Tell me when the
my
West
brother.
Africans
Look,
united.
no, look,
Until
look.
now, what
Look,
Ibrahim doing in the
what I'm
Sahel,
telling you right
we've
now, what
never
I'm telling you right
united.
now,
At least in
the
West
history I'm
Africa, they
giving,
didn't.
the history I'm giving to you now, will not make me see somebody from Oyo Empire. I will hate on him because it doesn't concern me. Or somebody we intermarry a lot, or somebody like come like the Ashanti Empire and start hating on. So what's my business? What happened with them was just that their time. We kind of interlinks also. So you don't you have to know West Africans are very close cousins, but with different mothers. That's just the truth. But that's where we see things. But for Black America to come and be selling, oh, they're dumb, they're crazy. If okay, what are you doing in this territory? If you say, okay, you're from a better place, uh, these people are dying. You say these people are dying prematurely. If these people are dying prematurely, why are they still there?
Hold on. I said before, Art Cathey's someone who shouldn't be loud in Africa. She's a hood rat. We have the same problem. That's a Megan the Stallion. Who are these other good ones? The lady with her booty hole brown. She is a ghetto hood rat. And those people aren't being there. And surprisingly, when you get into Africa and you start moving around, there's African Americans, Caribbeans who've been there for 30, 40 years and have real business. When I was down in Southern Africa, there was Black Americans who were in mining. And you don't hear about none of this stuff. You don't hear about none of this stuff. And it's not true. But Ola, you got to be serious about this thing. We've never truly united. Now the Southern Africans, they united under to stop apartheid. The Zambians, the Namibians, South Africans. But as soon as the
No,
apartheid ended,
actually, no, wait. That actually is incorrect. We have united ones,
the
but
West African win.
yes. DiCapriano, thank you for the $5. God and Sinner reconcile. We've under ECOWAS a couple of times
Oh, come
in
on,
recent
yo.
history. Yes, we have. We
Do you
we
know? Listen, and I'm not. Do you know the British were when they were going to war with the Ashanti? They went and got the Yoruba to march on foot into Ashanti land to fight against them. Do you know when they were going to war against the Benin Kingdom that there was crew from Liberia who came to help the white man? We thought the white man was God. All of us did, and we went against our own for him. And we need to stop lying about that. We need to be honest about that. We need to be truthful about that, and we need to back these people in the Sahara right now. What Burkina Faso and Mali, who are trying to do something we should have did 500 years ago. It's not just y'all in West Africa. Even back to them Arabs conquering East Africa, the people never united. And this is why I say you got to be somewhere who's culturally like you. If I see a black woman getting any black person getting
Probably,
abused
yeah.
by a Pakistani or an
Put it on your plate,
Indian getting yelled at, I'm gonna go get in their face. That's not the culture of most of the people in Africa, in West Africa
And they
particularly.
use that soap there.
It is some of them. Some of them will get in your face, but that's not the thing. It's not. Hey, I see myself in another black person. It's oh, this is my tribe, and we're there. It's constant foolishness. We call it we call it jockeying for a position on the slave ship. No power, but we sit in the fight each other to be these servants and shit. Even the same thing with Tariq and all these people down here. They are fighting Africans and other blacks from abroad so they could be closer to master. It's the truth. We got this thing about it, but don't be disingenuous about it. Be truthful about it. And yes, you need to kick Art Cathey out. I'm a black American on all sides. Been here since the 1700s. You need to get that broad out of Africa. Somebody like Mark Meets Africa, that dude, he's somebody who should be uplifted by all of us. He's trying to do something. He's building a lodge in Africa. And there's other people doing real stuff. But don't start with the tribalism nonsense. Because let's talk about the Chinese man who shot the little black boy in northern Ghana. I think it was in Kumasi. The black boy walked through his backyard, and Chinese man came out there and shot him. Whatever happened in
How?
that case?
When?
Do you want me to pull up the article? Yes, he shot him. He
Man,
went through his backyard and he shot him.
Hold on. You know what you're talking about?
Here, I'll put it right in the link. Hold on. I'll put it in the chat. Hold on.
Is it trying to say the truth, really?
Yes, this is the truth. Now, the Ghanaians was out the crib, but he should have got lit on fire.
Hmm. What happened to that guy? I don't even remember.
Kwau, Kwah. He shot him there. So we gotta. It's something that we gotta be honest about. We're not uniting because we like each other.
Oh,
We're
oh, oh.
uniting because everybody hates us. That's why we're uniting. We don't even have to like. White people do not like each other. To be honest, they don't. But see, when it comes to
Oh,
the rest of you people, they got to come together. I don't
bro,
understand why
bro,
we can't get that.
bro. Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. Look, look. Let me just tell you the truth. A Chinese man in most African countries, you're not allowed to have a gun, right? Then you, as a Chinese possibility, you have a visa staying there. They shot indigent. The person you talk about that might be indigent of that territory. I swear to God, they will catch that guy. They will look, man. I don't know, you man.
I put the link in
How
the chat. I put the link in the chat. It's right down there. You can grab it and look yourself.
man? I believe that's a fake news, bro.
Ain't no fake news. Believe it. This is again back to part one. Black men do not want to look at the truth in the eye. It's somebody we act like children. When somebody critiques us, it's like, oh. So people say that black Americans are stupid. After a while, I had to say, you know what? None of my cousins or any of them went to college. Very few of them. Probably like 20% of all my cousins went to college. And I'm one of them, included in that. We don't focus on education. It's time to stop pointing the finger at that and believe it. Now, whenever I tell this to somebody, an African, oh, your booty cheeks start getting tight. Pause. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to look at it. Yes, he shot that man. Yes, Chinese people are going ham. Everybody abuses Africans. You get tired of seeing it. And then they abuse each other and mistreat each other all the time. All the goddamn time. Now, are they going to kill somebody? Are you going to get shot for stepping on somebody's shoes in Africa? No. At worst, you might get in a knife fight. At worst. But ain't nobody, there's still a love of life. There's still a respect for life. That's one thing they haven't taken from us for the most part. We got these tribal wars where we get stupid and they put guns in there. We have a like a Rwandan genocide. We get overly emotional and don't think properly, just like this thing in Ethiopia. But for the most part,
Bro.
no.
Let me just tell you the truth. Let me just let. I'm not from Ghana, but we have similar type of way of life.
Well, do you know
Let,
that the Ashanti are from Benin?
hold on. Let me just tell you the truth. A Chinese man hmm, shot an indigent from a particular tribe there. That Chinese man will not see a daylight. There's no matter the amount of police that will protect him. I'm just telling you the truth.
Is that what happened?
No policeman will protect even the policeman and even the policemen from that area. Sometimes they're from those areas. You're dealing with a very tribal society. It's
Bro,
not
that's
like
when it comes
United States.
Ola, that's when it comes
It's
to
not going
black
to
people.
work, my brother. They will go after you.
Ola, not when it's not a black person. And that's what I'm getting to.
No, forget it.
You don't
My
you
brother, it will
don't
never
you don't
work.
you see all others if not black as above you. Not you personally, but it's too much in the culture. I've heard it again and again and again and again and again.
Even me that as a Nigerian, I cannot even go to Ghana and commit
Yes,
such
they
a,
will because you're
such a
Nigerian.
heinous
Yes,
crime.
yes, but a
I
white
will
man
not
could
even
do
come
it.
there alive.
That's because you're an African, though. I'm talking about outsiders, and this is where the culture thing comes into.
Hmm. Amen.
But you can read the article; it's there. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Let me Merry Christmas to y'all. You know
You
what
too,
somebody
man.
said that I'm gonna get into this. We're not looking for all our birds. We all the same birds. We're the black birds. We're looking for birds of a feather. So no, I'm not in with every African American. I'm not in
It's
with
nice.
every African. But we got to
It's,
pick people who are like us and try to build.
it's nice
Africa.
talking to you. It's nice talking to you, man.
All
I
right.
really enjoy it a lot, you know.
And let me we for the new year we got to work on it. When I say Africans, they don't believe this, but Africa needs some type of socialism, man. They need the government to give back something. I know. See, now you laugh at it like that's never going to happen, but yeah, there's no reason we can't have welfare in Africa. The people need it. a couple of 50 American dollars a month to everybody. What is that? That's nothing. How much is Tenebu stolen? He got a new yacht, and everybody in Nigeria is starving. Come on now, not ain't starving, but you know what I mean. The poverty's crazy. We got to be honest about this. We got to demand some stuff. But I'm gonna step off Africa Millennial. Hopefully you come on more this year, yo. Get your subscriber count up, girl.
Yeah, I will. I
All right,
will come more.
one love, peace, y'all.
Peace. Okay, guys, that was a really interesting conversation. I like where that topic ended. So now I think it's. Hmm, should we talk about that next time? Should talk about. Yeah, maybe we should. Actually, no. In 2024, we'll we'll delve more into the "you sold us" thing because I actually had something to say about that, but right now is not the time. I'm in a really happy mood. It's the holiday time. I don't really want to get into that right now. Um, Americans and race, African politics is corrupt anyway and doesn't have to interact with whiteness or Asians to exemplify that. African politics needs to fix up simply on the basis that it is corrupt. Um, Yeah, I don't know so much if it's white worship, but I do think it is a worship of foreigners. It's a worship of outsiders. It's a worship of knowing that someone comes from a country that is more advanced than yours. Therefore, they know the best and they're better than locals. Um, yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. It's like this worship of if I'm worshiping an American, it's because they come from America. They come from the country that's at the top. Um, if I'm worshiping an Arab, it's because I associate them with Dubai. I associate them with oil money, so to speak. And in the case of Chinese or China, well, everything is made in China now. You know, we know how much power they have. They come in, they build our airports, they build our schools, they build that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's simply just white worship, but I know that there is foreign worship, and it's really really bad. It is really really bad. But then again, um, on this whole topic of foreign worship, I was speaking to one of my family members. They're building a house back home right now, right? And can you imagine? They hired two different Ghanaian contractors to come and install electricity in their home. The first contractor did not know what they were doing with the electrical wires, the outlets. They did not know what they were doing, but they accepted the job. So basically, the electricity in the house is messed up. The second contractor was hired to fix what the first contractor messed up in. And what did the second contractor do? They also didn't know how to do whatever they lied and said that they knew what they were doing and they didn't know how to do what they were doing. So now my cousin is thinking of hiring a foreign company to come and fix her electrical wiring in her home because she's just like, I hired two Ghanaians, they lied to me, they stole my money. So now I'm gonna hire an outsider. So then you'll have someone come on the outside and say, why don't you want to support your own people? Why don't you want to support your own brothers and sisters? In a place where there's so much corruption and anyone could do what they want to do, I think they'd rather at this point get robbed, potentially, by someone who's not their brother. They'll put they'll put more trust in an outsider to do the job because if you hire somebody who's, I don't know, Chinese to do the wiring for your home, they'll at least do a better job, at least be more honest in terms of business practices. Not because they like you or they love you, but because they'll just be more honest. And it's like that frustration, that the corruption of people just doing whatever they want to do and not going checked, it's a problem. Because now, when you have foreign companies in your country performing business the right way, then you want to come and say, hey, there are no jobs for us, the local people. But when you hire the local people and they take advantage of their brother and sister, especially of people who are from abroad, then it's like, what really is one supposed to do? But I don't know. I do see, and it's hard for me to speak on this because I haven't experienced a life where I needed or felt the need to scam or anything like that because my needs have been provided for a long time. But I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who actually really needs the money. Like they're really desperate. Like, let's say you really do make $3,000 a year, right? Like, can I now understand why you would scam as the cost of goods, the cost of food, the cost of electricity is going up? Like, would I also take advantage of a foreigner, someone who I thought had a lot of money? Like I'm living in the country. I know how I could take advantage of somebody who's coming there, and I think that they have a lot of money. Like, would I be doing the same thing? I don't know. I maybe would. So I'm trying to think about that as well sometimes. And I don't know, possibly give people more grace. Give them more grace. Try to understand where they're coming from, you know? Yes, yes, yes. A lack of employment opportunities do impact morality. Definitely, for sure. I was watching a video. I was watching a video on there was this video saying, is TikTok, is it ruining the African youth? And I think it's just so easy to blame TikTok. It's so easy to blame that platform and say, "Oh, TikTok is destroying the African youth." We see a lot of girls shake their bums because it's being advertised. And it's like, "No, let's really think about it." Going on TikTok, showing your body as a female, it'll get you followers, it will get you subscriptions, it will get you money, it will get you people in your DMs who will pay for you to do things. So, I mean, if you're in a country where there aren't a lot of opportunity, because when I look at TikTok and OnlyFans and girls who do it here, I see it as you just want to do that. But I don't know, for whatever reason, when I look at it in a lot of African countries, um, I see it as, what else am I supposed to do? Like, I'm on social media every day. Um, might as well get paid, you know? So I don't know. But Yeah, I definitely should have a conversation with Afriscope about that. I never really thought about it in that way, but you know, because if we could look at, let's say, a young lady who only marries for money, they don't marry for love, then what would be the difference between that and this situation? But yeah, guys, that's all I have for today. Thanks, guys, for being here. Merry Christmas. And I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna try to talk to Afroscope TV and see if we can make that live stream. I think it'll be really interesting, especially to get the perspective of Afroscope. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Thanks again, guys, for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye.